What's up guys, it's Tom here and we have a very exciting Liverpool transfer news video for you guys because we have a major update to the Koulibaly to Liverpool transfer saga. Also, Jurgen Klopp revealed his transfer plans for the summer in an extended interview, so I will have that for you guys as well. And also we have one Liverpool star who will miss the rest of the season, and that will be revealed later in this video. And also Dejan Lovren, he might be sold in the summer. So these were the topics that I will be discussing in this video. So if you guys enjoy these, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news updates. And first, let's talk about Jurgen Klopp's summer transfer plans, because he revealed in an extended interview what he is actually planning to do in the midst of this pandemic and the financial uncertainty surrounding the world football, not just Liverpool Football Club. So Jurgen Klopp is extremely confident of keeping Liverpool the Premier League champions. How good is that we can say that now, intact? And he feels that players such as Neco Williams, Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott can provide backup for a team that demolished and destroyed the whole Premier League competition this season. And also, he doesn't want any of Liverpool's major stars, the starting 11 players and the substitutes, any of them. He doesn't want them sold. Maybe fringe players like Lovren, Shaqiri, Lallana is leaving, we know that. Divock Origi might leave, he might be sold. Shaqiri, Lovren, I think those are the two players that I think almost certainly Liverpool will sell them. But also we could sell Marco Grujic, Harry Wilson, players who are on loan, and we could generate transfer funds that way and fund the Koulibaly transfer, for example. But more on that later. This is what Jurgen Klopp said: I am very confident that we can keep the whole team together, and all the rest of the planning is ongoing without knowing with certainty what will happen with the club finances. We have no idea at the moment. Nobody knows how the future will be, which is very strange. I don't know when the new season will start. 3 months ago, nobody knew anything about how it would be, and now we act a little bit like everything will be fine again. It is a little bit early to guess that, and in football now we get confronted with how much do you want to spend, how much can you spend if you don't know how much you can have. That is exactly the situation. So he's basically saying Liverpool don't know the revenue streams exactly which will come in the next 6 to 12 months. Liverpool don't know how much money they will be able to earn, because we don't know when fans will be allowed back in stadiums. We don't know how many sponsors will maybe pull out, or what the sponsorship deals will be worth next season. Also what the TV money will be worth next season, what the Premier League prize money will be worth. So it's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things that we don't know for certain, and Liverpool can't risk probably spending £100 million, for example, this summer on 1 or 2 players. We can, I think, spend close to 50-60 million pounds, but that depends on player sales. As I said, if we can generate 5 or 6 player sales, we can generate enough funds from those to fund 1 or 2 big transfers in the summer. And Jurgen Klopp said it is about how influential the crisis will be on all financial parts of life. It's not only football. We all will have to pay a bill in the end. Hopefully it is over soon, but nobody knows exactly how big the final bill will be. He refers to how much will it cost for Liverpool, this whole crisis, the financial crisis, the pandemic. I think it's completely normal in this moment that we wait a little bit longer with some decisions, or just say we pause and we try it again with this squad. We should not start taking for granted that it all will be fine. And that's why Liverpool pulled out of the Timo Werner negotiations, because Liverpool don't want to risk their financial status by overspending when maybe we don't have as much money coming in the near future. Jurgen Klopp continued, this virus has influenced both sides, the transfers in and the transfers out. It's just not likely that it will be the most busy transfer window in the world, but maybe at a later point in the year, if the transfer window is still open, we will know more. But this squad, just look at it. It is not a squad you have to change now and say, okay, we need this position and this position, we need this transfer and that transfer. And what we want to create is our transfers internally. So now the first glimpses of Neco Williams, bring the boys up, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Kiana Hover, Sepp van den Berg, Yasser Larouci, Leighton Clarkson, Jack Kane, all these boys have done really well. We want to strengthen this squad, and this squad is strong. The problem is, how do you improve a strong squad on the transfer market? It works with money, obviously, but it never works only with money. And this is, I think, where Jurgen Klopp hits the nail on the head. You have to be creative, and we try to be creative. We try to find solutions internally as well. And there is still a lot to come. We have 3 or 4 players who can make big steps. People will be afraid that these boys will get lazy after winning the league, but these boys, like they showed against Crystal Palace, cannot get lazy. It is just not in their nature. The Palace game sums it up. It sums us, Liverpool, up, because all of what these boys did, they did it for the football club, for the people, and for what we stand for. Nobody was there in the stadium, in terms of no fans were there, but we were still together. I really wouldn't have thought it was possible to play like that. In this situation, with the Everton game 3 days before the Crystal Palace game, which was like, didn't like that too much. Are we really where we want to be? And then you play this game against Crystal Palace, and it really sums Liverpool up. But it is like they wear the Liverpool shirt, and they go with all they have, whenever, at which time, whatever necessary. Liverpool players just go, and I love that. That is what brought us into this position we are in. It is all in this game. 86th minute, losing the ball, chasing it down with 4 players, winning it back, and then shooting on the Palace goal like you have never scored before. Such desire, such hunger, such passion. That was the moment when I thought, yes, we will be champions. It was the perfect moment. Oh my goodness, that was the interview of Jurgen Klopp. How good is this guy? He just knows what to say in almost every single moment, in almost every single interview. He just says the right things, he says the perfect things. Absolutely brilliant. And I really wanted to share this interview because I'm really passionate about Liverpool Football Club, if you haven't noticed already, but I'm sure you did. And Jurgen Klopp is my all-time favorite Liverpool manager now. I wasn't around when Bill Shankly or Bob Paisley was the manager. I was around already when Gerard Houllier was the manager. I loved him, but I loved Rafa Benitez even more. And Brendan Rodgers played some beautiful football. But Jurgen Klopp is just on another level. He won 4 trophies now in 12 months. And I think we can win even more. And Jurgen Klopp makes a very good point. Like, Liverpool don't need massive signings in the summer. If we can bring through the young players and we can integrate them into the squad the next season, that is a very big improvement in terms of Liverpool might not need bigger squad depth because we already have them. We just need to give them playing time. Curtis Jones, Neco Williams, Harvey Elliott. All they need is experience. All they need is chances to play. And I think that's very good news. And also, it has been now confirmed that the Africa Cup of Nations will not take place in next January. It is postponed 1 year. So it will be taking place in the 2022 January period. And that is absolutely fantastic because that means that Salah, Mane and Naby Keita will not leave Liverpool in the middle of the season next season for like 5, 6, 7 weeks for the Africa Cup of Nations. And I think that is brilliant news. And also another very big news, Sky Sports have reported that Liverpool are thinking twice about signing Koulibaly, who would cost £60 million or even more. And he's 29 years old, and Liverpool owners don't really want to spend this amount of money on Koulibaly. So they might look at other younger centre-backs who would cost less, because Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis said that Napoli as a club would absolutely laugh off any offer for Koulibaly below £60 million, and instead they value him at around £90 million. And according to Sky Sports, Liverpool just cannot afford to pay that right now. But as Jurgen Klopp said, if the transfer window is still ongoing in like September or October. That's still like 3 months from now. The situation, the financial situation might be better by then, and then Liverpool might be able to finance at least one big transfer. And who knows, that could be Koulibaly, but I think a better investment would be a centre-back like Diego Carlos from Sevilla, who is like 26, 27 years old. He's 3 years younger than Koulibaly, and he would be probably a lot cheaper as well. And according to Sky Sports, Liverpool want to bring in another centre-back, but only if they manage to sell Dejan Lovren, who turns 31 years old next week, I think. So Lovren is 31 now, and he's just not good enough anymore for Liverpool. He is a calamity. He's like David Luiz for Arsenal. Every time he plays, the Liverpool defense looks a lot shakier. And don't get me wrong, Lovren has been a great servant for Liverpool. He won many trophies, but I don't think Lovren was the main reason why Liverpool won those trophies. It was Alisson, Van Dijk, Fabinho, the spine of the team. Lovren would be better off if he signed for somebody like AC Milan or Roma, the two clubs who were heavily linked with Lovren. And I think Liverpool are willing to sell him in the summer, so we can replace him with a younger and maybe more promising centre-back as well. But he has been a great servant for Liverpool, so I thank Dejan Lovren for his services. And we are actually linked with Leeds United centre-back Ben White, who is actually going to get promoted with Leeds United this summer, it looks like. And Ben White is a Brighton player. He's on loan at Leeds United, where he impressed the Liverpool scouts apparently. So we are monitoring him. He's only 22 years old, but he has big potential, and he's also British as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be a good replacement. And now the big news. One of Liverpool stars, and I can reveal, that is Joel Matip, the great character, fan favorite Joel Matip. He will miss the rest of the season because his foot injury is more serious than expected. And James Pearce, the Liverpool correspondent journalist, confirmed that Liverpool defender Matip won't play again this season due to the foot injury. And Matip gave a statement saying that he said that he misses the rest of the season, but he will be trying to be back early for next season and possibly for next pre-season as well. And I mean, I just want to touch on the Koulibaly transfer. If Liverpool didn't spend 55 million pounds on Werner, plus another 250,000 pounds per week on his wages, I can't really see Liverpool justifying spending 60 or 70 million pounds on Koulibaly, given that he's 29 years old. And yes, defenders can play until they are like 33, 34, but especially in the Premier League, where the Premier League is relentless and physically it's absolutely incredible and exhausting, and the Premier League have so many fast, skillful, physical strikers, and Koulibaly, maybe his physical will go down a little bit in the next 2 or 3 years. So it wouldn't be a great investment, but if Liverpool want to maximize the amount of trophies that they can win just for the next 3 or 4 seasons until Jurgen Klopp is here, you can argue that Koulibaly would be a good investment, because it would almost guarantee Liverpool winning the title almost every year. Because who will be able to breach a Koulibaly, Van Dijk, Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold backline? That is like almost the perfect defense, with 2 of the best centre-backs in the world and 2 of the best full-backs in the world. Who could get past those and score enough goals to beat Liverpool? I don't see many people doing that. But Jamie Carragher said actually that Manchester City can bridge the gap to Liverpool if they get the transfers right. And of course, that's a big if with any team who has money. I mean, Manchester United spent close to 700 million pounds on their team since Ferguson retired, and look at them. They are struggling to get back into the Champions League. And Carragher said this: there are 23 points between the teams, but I don't see the gap as being that big. There's no doubt that Liverpool have the edge, but I certainly don't think there will be that much between the teams next season. I think Man City will want to put a marker down and win the next game against Liverpool. When City are at their best, they are almost unstoppable, but one of the few teams that can stop them are Liverpool. So I think it will be a brilliant game to watch. It would have been nice if there was a little bit more riding on it for Liverpool to be able to seal the title against Man City, but I don't think there is too much between the teams. We have seen it this season, but I don't expect to see it next season as well, because I think Man City are too good a team and Guardiola is too good a manager to have a gap like that between one of his teams and someone else's next season as well. I think a lot of it will come down to who Man City will be able to sign. There's no doubt that Man City will do a lot more in the transfer market than Liverpool will, and I think if Man City recruit well, it will bridge that gap that we have seen this season, and then it becomes about how Liverpool deal with that. Man City are a better team than Liverpool with the ball. Your own eyes tell you that, but you can also look at the stats in terms of goals scored. The big problem is how Man City, how many goals they conceded compared to Liverpool. That's the big difference between the two teams. I think the centre-back issue was a problem for Man City all season. They need to rectify having lost company. If they add in that position, they could certainly bridge the gap and make it really tight next year. And Carragher continued, when a team wins something, you hear the old cliche that you have always got to strengthen where you are at your best, and that was probably proven incorrect this season by how well Liverpool did in this league. I don't have any worry about Liverpool dropping off mentally because they have won the league. With the type of manager Jurgen Klopp is, I don't think he would accept that. If you go back to Borussia Dortmund as well, they won 2 titles in a row against Bayern Munich, which is no easy feat. That shows you again that his teams don't drop off after winning the title. I'm not worried about that. It's just whether Man City's recruitment strategy will get them a lot closer to or overhaul Liverpool next season. But I think you can't ignore the fact that Man City are about to be banned for 2 Champions League seasons, 2 seasons in Europe. So it will be very difficult for them to sign big players without the Champions League money, and also with the financial fair play regulations are still in effect. And I think that verdict is absolutely huge. It will be announced in July whether Man City's ban will be upheld or not. That will be probably key on who wins the Premier League title next season. If Man City are slapped with that 2-year ban, then some of their stars will leave, and I don't think they can sign super big players without Champions League football for 2 seasons running. So I think if Man City's ban is upheld, I don't think they can catch Liverpool next season. But that's just that's just hopeful for me. I'm hoping for that, but who knows what will happen next season. Michael Owen, the former Liverpool player who is now a pundit, categorically said that Liverpool cannot sign first team starting players. They can only sign cover for the first team because of how good their team is. Look at their team at the moment, Michael Owen said. Of course they have James Milner, who is getting on in years, but he's the perfect type of player to have around the dressing room, to come off the bench. The main bulk of the squad is at the right age. They have certainly got a good few years to play together at the top of their game. Certain teams like Man City, you can say, yeah, right, Fernandinho is getting on now, the fullbacks are getting weaker, there are certain areas they can improve, but I don't see that with Liverpool. I'm not being biased at all, but I don't see players that can come in to the starting 11 of Liverpool. Maybe there are players that can come in as cover for striker or cover as left back, but nobody's saying someone can go straight into the starting 11. I think Liverpool are a very, very strong team that's probably going to be strong for some time. That's not to say they can't be caught. Man City are a phenomenal team, and if they turn it on, we are going to have a great title race next season. Manchester United are the first team outside those 2 that spring to mind, because they are improving at a rapid rate with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Martial, Rashford, Pogba hitting their top form. Chelsea are showing a lot of intent with their signings as well. They have been banned from signing players for some while now, but they are making a big splash, and they've got some youngsters coming in. Frank Lampard looks like he has the bit between their teeth. There's a lot of teams that look like they could do it and challenge for the title, but I think they are the main 2, Man City and Liverpool, and I think Man United and Chelsea will be up there next season as well, but maybe only in the top 4 and not challenging for the title. I mean, Man City and Liverpool will probably win again 80 or 90% of their games, so it will be a fascinating title race next season, that's for sure. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.